move on to Krishna now, who I think sounds like your sound is working. Yeah.
Yes, very
Um,
much.
Fantastic. Krishna gave a fantastic talk I saw at the end of last year about his work building AI and data systems for human wildlife conflict. So I invited him along today um, to share a little bit about this work, and he's kindly joined us. So, Krishna, please take it away. And remember, I see 26 slides. Oh my goodness, 7 minutes.
No, 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 no.
Okay.
Just don't we get overwhelmed by that. Can you see the slides, please?
Yes, we can. Do you want to make it a full screen?
Okay. Okay. No, 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 just a minute. Okay, so don't get overwhelmed with the number of slides. These are basically screenshots to let the viewer see how the portal looks like and how they are functional and how they are used by the people. Okay, so as Stephanie mentioned, this was presented at Global Wildlife Program annual conference, and I had tried to give another twist to it, trying to understand how India has helped this cause of illegal wildlife trade and mitigation of human wildlife conflict through use of IT solutions. So it's for ITR today. I'm going to come up with the first one. A bit of what has happened last early part of this 2000. There were a lot of grievances which were being aired and voiced by the communities about how they can reach out to the government functionaries to address their concerns. So it was completely in a non-digital way, and the communities and then the people who were affected by this conflict, they could not actually reach out to the communities so that their grievance could be addressed. So the government of India started its own, portal system where they have, opened up this facility to all the people. In fact, they can register their complaint. They can, give suggestions on this particular aspect that we are discussing today. So this is a screenshot. Oh, sorry, quite fast. This was a screenshot you can see at the back here, this particular one. It allows the user to log in. It's very user friendly. You see, I have presented one aspect about how communities can reach out to the wildlife division in the Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Change. So this gentleman is from a coastal town in area. He's talking about the olive turtles and how they are threatened. So he's reaching out to the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change to take action. So he's not actually being affected, but he's reaching out to the ministry to take action on conservation of olive turtles. Another one, quickly. This is another act which was actually was introduced to empower the citizens to ask questions. So this is only about the people getting to know about what are the act, what are the rules about wildlife conservation. So they can access through this channel, which is also now online now. It was in 2013, though the act was enunciated in 2005, but it went online 2013. So this is it's another act of empowering the communities and also making the governments accountable to the concerns of the people in the country. Okay, and in 2022, not very long ago, there was a national helpline which was set up by the government to allow the communities to report cases of illegal wildlife trade and human wildlife conflict and other things. And likewise, not just going to percolate down to the state, they've also set up their, the state level helplines. So this is the snapshot of the portal. Now, I'll illustrate something which I presented in the Global Wildlife Annual Conference, and this was more about the project that I worked with till recently, till March. This is a Jeff-funded project, and we tried to analyze few things in terms of how this Jeff-funded or Jeff funds could be utilized to actually help the communities who are living in a very remote areas, especially in the Himalayan areas, and they are very remote. Most of the time they are snowbound, they are poor in electricity, poor internet connection. People were actually being threatened by this conflict situations with the wildlife and stuff like that. So we started with a simple started with a simple exercise about how to actually see the data which was all scattered and then registers and things like that. And this project started in terms of developing an MIS system and using the IT solution, simple IT solutions, not very complicated. Most of us are using this, and we set up this database. For 20-year database, we made it into a centralized digital repository, uh, which was primarily to gather the trends. And it was very important to know because there was no such tool to actually realize what exactly are the conflict points for human wildlife conflict or illegal trade in wildlife. So those were the data which were actually utilized to figure out what the areas where the action needs to be taken. So this was action oriented. as well as actually having to the forest department officials to actually report and take action on time. Now I'll tell you the design of this MIS. It's on three key modules: human wildlife conflict, wildlife crime, and incident reporting. And it is at the administrative level, various administrative level. There are three levels. I will not get into details, but I'll show you the snapshot. Then the incident report system through a mobile app, and the prediction model, which I will not touch upon in this particular talk, but I'll straight away come to this slide. So you see all the data in the physical form, the registers, non-digital database that was entered into wildlife MIS, and this was used for data modeling and data analysis, and coming up with the data analysis, the report basically. Now this database center is also linked to a mobile app. So this was a simple thing that we tried in a very remote areas in Uttarakhand. This is a northwestern state in India. And everything was done in a very conventional way, non-digital way. I guess I showed you there is through non-digital to digital, and then data modeling and data predictions. A simple technology, net framework, SQL Server was used. This is the dashboard I want to talk to you about. If you see the dash, I hope it is visible. Do I need to read this out? Stephanie, can it be read by the audience? Or can I just read quickly?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So I'll show you, these are the administrative, what do you call, administrative units. They have this data organized into following tabs: human wildlife conflict, wildlife death, human wildlife conflict, incident reports, compensation, budget, miscellaneous. Okay, so we had this data that was for one aspect that is being displayed over here is human life damage by death, human life damage by injury, and the cattle damage. So you can see this is the most of the death, of course, sorry, is caused by leopard, and the human life that, and especially this damage to the human life by injury, they are primarily by the bear and the species. So this gives you a snapshot of how the data was actually presented. And the second part is about how, in the case of human death injury, the government can provide ex gratia relief, the compensation. And this is another screenshot of that particular feature of the MIS, which I was explaining. The communities can fill up the information, as you can see here. The government will take action. And the result is over here. You can see this: pending, partial pending, and now paid. So this is tracked and also communicated to the user. This is in Hindi, of course, but I can read out for you. This particular section says that your compensation has been approved. This one says compensation has not been approved. It's simple, and it is conveyed digitally to all the users, especially the one who has complained. Next one. Now, this is a reporting system which has been established, based for, especially for the forest department officials and the staff, to understand their own territories in terms of the administrative units, their ranges. All the data are fed in this particular format. I don't want to get into details. You can see all the attributes are listed over here: range, latitude, longitude, complaint date, incident date. The information can be sorted, then it can be downloaded in the form of report. Okay, this is another tool which was given for the different forest officials at different levels, administrative units. You can see this. This is by human life damage death. The person would be filling up all this information. This is in a particular format. You can see that. I don't need to read, but this is a very simple format for the communities or affected person to report this. Okay. This was the MIS and the computer, and the other one was linking it with a mobile app. And mobile app is in fact being used these days. Most of the people are using it, especially the smartphones. And this was a handy tool which we developed and linked with the MIS. So this main feature is to basically have the officials use this app to address the grievance, to take action with using the mobile app. And it was very handy because most of the people are using this in terms of their applicability, their functionality. It's user friendly in both in terms of Android and iOS version. So it's mostly the people who wanted that it has to be linked with the mobile app. So it was basically demand was driven by the communities. So there are various other aspects that I want to skip right now. But after we developed it in Uttarakhand, now another state, another state which was part of the project, that also showed interest in this particular aspect, and they introduced it in their own state. So it's being replicated. This is another interface. You can see this. This is this is from the mobile app. The sign up dashboard of the user, the incident form. It's very user friendly. You can see this one. It can also allow the person to upload documents. It can track it. The officials can take action accordingly, and data syncing features also there. This is a login for the forest department officials. It's all explanatory. I don't need to read this out. It's quite clear that the forest department were actually dealing with a huge amount of information on physical form and registers. Now they have a handy tool that they can use effortlessly, and they've been trained
Krishna,
to do that. Very briefly, I could tell you that was an important exercise to actually bring the historical data into an MIS, which can be easily organized, and in fact it can be analyzed and further used for implementation purposes. It is very important in terms of incident management. Our officials can take action very quickly, other than what we have described before in terms of not being a remote area, people not able to reach in the strictest sense of the word. They cannot reach in that sense, physical sense. But now the action can be taken within the state itself and the district, and in a much easy format, I would say. And then if you see, the system has been actually within the project itself, other states have also replicated. So this was very quickly. This is about how to use this, can access this mobile app. These are the features, can be downloaded. Well, the challenges are also there, but not much. But since India is on the digital revolution, it's better. I would say that it is now overcoming this initial challenges that we had. Of course, the area is still remote, inaccessible, but development is still happening. So I hope that this will certainly be a better mode for the communities to use and actually report incidents, and in turn toward incident, they can also get some ex gratia relief. So future perspective is very technology driven. You are all knowledgeable over here more than me. Perhaps you know that IT solution has to be for it should allow for technology upgradation, and that's most important part of this. And I don't think I want to read all this. Thank you so much, Stephanie. That's it. Thank you.
thank you. So it's such an awesome project, and you have so many incredible lessons learned and such valuable experience. We really appreciated you coming today and sprinting through all of that information. I think it's going to be one that we'll have to go back and watch the recording to ingest all of the information. But I have questions. I'm going to save them for after hours. Thank you so much, Krishna.